G'day everyone, welcome back. We've got another fog light installation for you, this time on a 2007 to 2015 Mini Cooper. Now we're going to be replacing out the OEM fog lights, or we're going to be putting in new fog lights if your car doesn't have them already. It does take a moment. We got to take the OEM front bumper off, we got to replace out the lights, we got to get it all back on. So let's get started. To install the new fog lights, we'll first need to remove the OEM front bumper. Start by popping the hood to gain access to these 4 plastic clips. We'll need to detach these clips to get the front grille off. Grab a picking tool to quickly remove them. Now carefully peel back the grille to expose the 4 inner clips still holding it to the car. You'll want to use a picking tool to delicately press on each clip as you're pulling outwards with the other hand. Take your time and eventually the grille will pop out. There are 4 of these inner clips on the bottom. They'll need just a little pressure to detach each of them. For the 2 left clips, be sure to press in this direction and press in the opposite direction for the 2 right clips. With the front grille sorted, we can now remove these 2 top bolts on the OEM front bumper. Grab a power tool with the right attachment to quickly remove these 2 small bolts. Now we're heading to the wheel well to detach the front bumper mounting points in this area of the car. Start by removing these 2 clips. These access hole covers allow us to change the light bulbs, but we're not going to remove them for this install. The bottom clip is a standard plastic one, but the top clip requires a Phillips head screwdriver to remove it. Screw it off and we can peel the fender liner back. This will give us access to a couple more clips to remove and the side indicator light. The first clip to remove is right here as shown, and the second clip to remove is just above it. Take your time to carefully remove these plastic clips. And you'll notice that the bumper is now a little loose on the bottom. Now we need to unclip the bumper light connector. And we also need to unclip the air temp sensor above it, which is only on one side of the car. If you're replacing existing fog lights, we can now reach further in to unclip the 2 connectors on the fog lights. Simply squeeze in on the sides to detach them. All the connections on this side have now been sorted and we can continue on with removing the front bumper. The next point to remove is this top bolt under the OEM fender flare as shown. Grab a tool with the right attachment and make quick work of it. Now we need to repeat these steps on the other side. And you'll find your bumper hanging even more loose afterwards. It's still attached by these last 3 clips on the bottom of the bumper. Remove them with a picking tool and we can finally start to take off the OEM front bumper. Be careful though, as the fog light connections on the other side may need to be detached at this point. Carefully squeeze and detach both the fog light and the turn signal connectors. This washer fluid tank disrupts our access in the side or back until this point. With the OEM front bumper off, we can now move to the workbench to install the new fog lights. There are 3 small clips to detach on each OEM fog light. Grab a power tool with the right attachment to get them sorted. Now you should be able to easily pull them out. Our new fog lights are nearly identical as the OEM ones, both on the front and on the back. Grab the new fog light and be sure to align it with this bottom point as shown. Insert the new light, align it and screw it in. Take your time as these lights will be living on your car for a long time. Be sure to use a power tool to tighten everything down. With this side done, we just have to repeat on the other side. The front bumper is now ready with the new fog lights. Let's head back to the Mini Cooper to carefully reinstall it. Start by laying it slightly to the side as shown. That way we can reattach our direct connectors on the side with the washer fluid tank. Reconnect both the fog light and the turn signal connectors. This fog light has now been reconnected and we can continue to resecure the bumper. Align the two top mounting points on each side. Carefully place the front bumper back into position. Now it's just a case of resecuring all of the mounting points. Screw in the 2 bolts on the top of the bumper. Now our bumper is hanging securely and we don't need to worry about it sliding off. Next, re-screw in the bolt under the fender flare as shown. There are a couple of inner clip-in points that with a little bit of pressure will lock the fender flare back into place. Now re-secure the 2 inner clips and plug back in the bumper light connector. This wheel well is now sorted and we can replace the fender liner and lock it in with the 2 clips. Repeat this same process on the other side and be sure to plug the air temp sensor back in as well. Re-secure the inner bolt and make sure everything is aligned perfectly. Lock in the bumper on this side by reattaching the 2 mounting points. Plug all of the connectors back in, replace and lock in the fender liner. Now we can move on and re-clip the 3 clips on the bottom of the bumper. We can now finally tighten down those top 2 bolts with a power tool. The grille is all that remains and we start with aligning those bottom 4 inner clips. Take your time to align and snap in the grille. Apply a bit of force on the bottom, then re-secure the top 4 points to finish the job. Clip them in and drop the hood because we are done. Congratulations, your Mini Cooper is now sporting a brand new set of fog lights. They should now live on your car for many, many years to always light your way.